This is the third lecture in Unit 2. In this section we will talk about the integumentary system, or the skin. This link will take you to a nice diagram of the skin that you can print out and label. Instructions and answers are both included on the website. As you can see, it's going to give you some nice definitions and a nice simple picture here for coloring. This is a picture of the skin you can also refer back to as we cover the various parts. Remember, there is going to be a list of links available to you for every picture in these presentations so that you can enlarge them if you would like. The most superficial layer of the skin is the epidermis. It is actually quite thin and is largely dead cells. Below or deep to the epidermis we have the dermis. This part has the connective tissue and some of the accessory structures. The deepest layer is the hypodermis, or subcutaneous layers, which are not actually part of the skin, but instead are areolar and adipose tissue. There are four main types of cells in the epidermis. Keratinocytes are 90% of the cells. They help to seal the skin and act as a water repellent because they produce the protein keratin. The melanocytes are 8% of the epidermal cells and produce the pigment melanin. Melanin helps to absorb UV light and gives the skin its color. When we expose the skin to UV light, it triggers the production of melanin in order to try to protect itself. The Langerhans cells are immune cells in the skin. These are damaged by UV light, so excess UV exposure will decrease the amount of immune protection that the skin has. The Merkel cells are also found in the epidermis, and these are used for tactile or touch sensation. We have 5 layers to the epidermis. This slide covers these layers from deepest to most superficial. The deepest layer of the epidermis, which is immediately above the dermis, is the Stratum Gazali. This is a single layer of cuboidal and columnar cells that are keratinocytes. It also contains some stem cells to continue to produce new keratinocytes as these get pushed up to be more superficial layers. The next layer is the Stratum Spinosum, named for the spiny appearance. This is 8 to 10 layers of keratinocytes packed close together. Above or superficial to this is the Stratum Granulosum with its granular appearance. Here we have 3 to 5 cell layers of cells in apoptosis, or pre-programmed cell death. Here the cells are supposed to die, but the keratin protein remains to help decrease water loss. Above or superficial to this is the Stratum Lucidum. Some sources will say this is only present in the thick skin of the palms or soles of the feet. Most sources say this is just more pronounced in these areas. This is another 3 to 5 layers of flat dead keratinocytes and the keratin protein. The top or most superficial layer is the Stratum Corneum. This is made of another 25 to 30 layers of dead keratinocytes that are continually shed. This area will be thick in regions of friction to create a callus. We are constantly losing these layers and leaving them everywhere we go. The majority of house dust is actually Stratum Corneum from you and your pets. Over time, a significant portion of your pillow and mattress actually becomes Stratum Corneum from sleeping on them. Next time you stay in a hotel, you can think about all the other people's Stratum Corneum that's making up the mattress and pillow you're sleeping on. The dermis sits on top of the epidermis and is about 1/3 of the total thickness of the skin. Here we have the collagen and elastic fibers. In this part of the skin we have finger-like projections called villi. Inside the villi we have arteries, veins, and nerve endings. If you have an abrasion like a rug burn, you will actually scrape off the tops of the villi, exposing nerve endings to the air, making it more painful than a fall like when you skinned your knee as a kid. When you skinned your knee, you actually remove those nerve endings altogether. The tissue underneath may have been bruised, but you had removed a lot of those free nerve endings, reducing the amount of discomfort that the new skin or scab would have. These villi contain Meissner's corpuscles, which are used for touch, and free nerve endings used for several sensations, including pain, itch, tickle, hot and cool sensation, and some touch.